Here we are, Real Recovery Talk. I am your host, Tom Conrad, with another 5-minute or under starting now. So, no is an okay answer. I talk to parents all the time. Again, they have a hard time saying no to their loved one, whether it be their spouse or their child or their aunt or uncle. They have a hard time setting boundaries with them and really saying no. And I see this a lot with parents, and where it becomes an issue is sometimes you have to say no in order to get your point across or for your loved one to get the help that they need. And let me make this more tangible. If you are a parent and your son or daughter is living underneath your roof and they are asking you for money and asking you for gas money or you to pay their cell phone bill and you to do X, Y, or Z, you can say no. And that's okay. The reason that it's okay to say no is because, one, it's your money, two, it's your house, three, they're living underneath your roof, so they have to play by your rules. And parents have a hard time doing that, especially when it comes to if their son or daughter is drug addicted. And I tell parents all the time, if it's gotten to the point where you have to throw them out and you say, look, it's not that I don't want you to stay here, but I can't have you stay here given what you're doing. It's hard for them to make that decision because they have this thing that plays in their head. Well, what if I throw them out or I ask them to leave and they go out and they're on the streets and they end up dying? You always do run that risk, that's for sure. But there's a greater risk of them dying in your house. There's a greater risk of them not getting the help that they need because they don't need to. They're underneath your roof. You're paying their cell phone bill, their car payments, you're providing them shelter, you're providing them food, so on and so forth, and the list goes on. So you have to be able to say no and draw boundaries. And ultimately, that's the deciding factor a lot of the times as to whether or not somebody's going to get clean and sober. I can't tell you how many situations, myself included, where I had to have the rug pulled out from under me before I was going to get any help. So if that is you, if you struggle with saying no, if you struggle with setting boundaries with your loved one, especially if they're drug addicted or they're an alcoholic, and they're really just camping out at your house for a place to stay, you gotta end that. You have to say no. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna provide a place for you to come and go as you please, spend my money, and you're just gonna continue to do what you do, drink and use drugs. That stops here. 5 minutes or under. Not sure how long it was. It was under 5 minutes though. Later.